Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Nathan doing a review on the CamParck DC02, which is a two-way camera, meaning it has a camera in the front and a camera in the rear. As you can see, we're going to do a quick unboxing here. The box will include everything needed to get started. So here we have the camera. We have buttons on both sides, some for the menu. The SIM card goes on the left side. Power goes in the top, as does the plug-in for the second rear camera. Next, it looks like we have the power cord, which when I got this, the power cord did not work. I had to pull the fuse and reinsert the fuse, and then it worked. Next, we have the rear camera, which has a red wire that you can hook up to your backup light or some kind of trigger when you put it into reverse, which will then trigger a backup camera on the camera itself that you can use for backing up. Has the lines and everything that most backup cameras have. I'm not going to be using that in this installation. And here we have a suction cup mount, which I also will not be using, as I will be using the 3M tape mount so that I can mount it permanently to the window, because where I'm at there's extreme temperature changes and they tend to fall off quite often. And here I didn't do a very good job of showing these, but they are wire clips that you can use the 3M tape on the back to kind of help hide your wires and clip them up out of place. And here is that 3M adhesive mount that I will be using when I install mine. And this is the USB connector that you can use to connect to your PC so that you can upload the videos, or you can just remove the SIM card or SD card I should say, and upload the files to your computer that way. And the instruction manual, which I'm not going to go through, I'll just kind of quickly flip through it. And a trim tool that you can use in case you need to pull any trim loose to hide the wires as you install the cameras. As you can see here, I went ahead and installed the rear camera in the back using the screws to mount the camera. Unfortunately, I had used some Armor All and the plastic would not allow the adhesive to stick, so I had to use the screws. Sorry that the rear window is a little on the dirty side. I forgot to clean the window before I did this. And here you can see where I'm starting to run the wires. That red wire will eventually get tucked back in behind the trim, tied up, and then you won't even know it's there. As I said, I'm not going to use the backup camera portion of this because where I'm installing it, I'll never see the camera. And as I'm tucking the wires up into the trim, I make sure that I hide it all the way going to the front. Not only underneath the trim, but underneath the window rubbers. Some areas can be a little tricky to get to, especially trying to hold a camera. Trying to tuck it in with one hand is a little difficult. I also know as you can see, there's an airbag behind there. I've made sure that it's not going to interfere with the airbag as I'm tucking it in there. And here's a whole bunch of extra wire from that rear camera that I'll eventually tuck up into the headliner. As you can see, all tucked up nice and neat. All the door rubber and seals put back into place. And here is the wire that runs to the camera itself. This again is the one I said that did not work when I first plugged it in, and I had to remove the fuse, reinsert the fuse, and then it worked just fine. Tucking it in behind all the door rubber again and behind the trim. And as you will see later on, there's an airbag behind the A-pillar that I have made sure that the cord does not interfere with as I run it up through the A-pillar. And here you can see me running it up through the A-pillar. As I said, I've already looked behind there. I know that it's not going to interfere with the airbag, just tucked into the A-pillar. And then here we will be running it across and over into the windshield area, tucked up underneath the headliner. And here you can see as I'm going to tuck it up underneath the headliner, running across the windshield over to the camera, making sure that I get all the wire tucked away. There will be some extra that I will tuck up into the headliner so as not to be hanging down. Don't mind the camera on the dash. That is the old camera that I am replacing. It was just a single front-facing camera. And here is a view of the wire all tucked up inside there, hidden behind the A-pillar with the airbag not being interfered with. There's a view of the wires coming out of the headliner attached to the camera, showing I've got everything all tucked away, all nice and neat, underneath all the door rubbers, in through the trim, hidden all the way to the back of the vehicle. And here we have actual footage from the camera. I have not edited this in any way. All I did was pull the SD card out of the camera, plug it into the computer, copy the files over and insert them into the video without doing any kind of modification to the format of the video or the way the video looks. This is straight out of the camera. I apologize for the rear camera not showing up. I don't know what happened. Somehow in the process of editing and adding the audio, I somehow deleted the rear camera footage for the first two clips. I apologize once again because they were good, clear videos. I've included a little bit extra footage. This shows the sun facing directly at the camera. Shows that you still get a good video even though the sun is shining pretty much straight into the windshield, which can be blinding, and the camera can automatically adjust for that. here is some footage from at night going into from a not so well lit area but still somewhat lit into a well lit area to give you an idea of what the video looks like at night. And here's some video that I shot on a back road where there are no overhead lights, switching back and forth between high beams and low beams, just to give you an idea of what it looks like at night in a not so well lit area. And as you can see, I've also included what the rear cam looks like in all videos to give you an idea of what the video from the rear cam would look like. And this concludes the unboxing and demo of the Dashcam CamParck DC02. I hope you found this helpful, and thanks for watching.